In my senior six vacation, my parents were really worried about my weight. So they took me to a gym, tried working out for about 6 months, but I don't recall what I was doing. I didn't enjoy it. It was pretty much suffering then. But this time when I made up my mind to work out, I loved playing with my son, but I couldn't do it as often because of the weight. So I didn't really enjoy seeing like my husband Alex playing around with him, and I could just pretty much do nothing or record videos. I wanted to take part of that action. So that is one of the things that pushed me. The first day was hard. Everybody was staring. People said all sorts of things, but once you have your mind on this particular goal, I was tired. I was fed up of looking big. I was fed up of running out of breath. I was fed up of getting clothes that don't really fit. So going to the gym by then, it was just really easy for me. I made up my mind. People spoke all sorts of things, like I'm wasting my money, I'm not going to make it. But I had a goal, and I didn't have any sort of sport reduction. Actually, by then I wanted to really, like walk and not run out of breath. That was my honest goal. So I didn't really care what people were saying. I knew they were speaking, I knew they were saying. I would pretty much look around and I see all these eyes piercing. And the good thing, I'm short-sighted. So the moment I take off my glasses, I don't see anything. I look at the trainer, what do I have to do? That's how I got going. And with time, people appreciated me. I'm called Suzanne. I am a farmer most of the time. I am into fitness of recent, like 2 years back. I've always been plus size my whole entire life. I don't recall a time in my school days or university when I was smaller than my peers. So I've always been obese from, I think, primary through secondary, high school up to now. When I started my journey, I started it in 2018 after I'd given birth. I think before I could manage my weight, but after I gave birth, it became a bit too much for me. I became so heavy. I started getting a lot of joint pains, knee pains. So that's when I started, okay, I need to go to the gym and do something about my weight. So I started in July 2018. I was 150. The first time I actually found out I was 155. Then I took like a month in between to adjust my sugars, take out the artificial juices, the biscuits, all those artificial foods, to just try to eat more healthier options like salads, like whole foods, like good whole foods like matoke, pumpkin. So I did that for about a month, but I mainly did that to cut down on my sugar because I was taking a lot of sugar. My body needed a lot of sugar to move around. So I did that took that month off to get down my sugar levels, to eat better. And then eventually I started working out. Now in that 1 month I lost 3 kgs, just changing a bit of my eating habits. So when I went to the gym, I was 152 kgs. That's when I started my journey. My health came first. Like I said, my knees were acting up, my ankles were acting up. I was running out of breath. Every 5 seconds or every 5 steps I take, I'm running out of breath. It's worse when you have to carry a child with you. Say you have to go for immunization, from the smallest of things like a supermarket visit. It was really getting hard for me, taking stairs. So I figured, I need to go to the gym. And I had tried every other thing on the market, all the teas, there's some drugs they take, weight loss pills. I pretty much tried everything, and if it was doing as much, maybe 2 kgs, 3 kgs, 4 kgs. So that's what led me to the gym. And the gym, I knew I would take it slow and get progress. As long as I made sure I go back the following day, that is all I counted. I didn't. At first, it was all about the weighing scale, but with time, I was more impressed with the fact that I was going back and not relaxing. Okay. Yeah, because many people do 2 days and they fall back. Now it's too hard, it's too painful. So I was really proud of the fact that I kept on going, and that's what kept on pushing me, that, if you have done 1 day, you can do 2 days. If you've done 1 week, you can do 1 month, you can do 2 months. And by the 3rd month, I was really into it. I had lost about 16 kgs. I was feeling lighter. I could pretty much do at least a 20-minute workout without running out of breath. So those were all the little, should I say, gains or wins that pushed me to keep on going back. Yeah. But I started at 155 and into the gym at 152, 51 there. Now I think I am hoping maybe I'm about 95. I learned to handle it. My weight was part of me. I had nothing to do but to accept that it was part of me. There were days when it was really hard, when the kids would bully you, and there were days when it was okay. I would pretty much put my head up. I'm like, yo, you know what? It's all right. Weight is not going to be the one thing that pulls me down forever. So I continued moving on with life. But I did avoid some things that would put me in the limelight, in the spotlight, and which was mainly sports. I loved swimming, but where I went to school, they didn't really have a pool. The other sports were volleyball, basketball, and those I really avoided with one heart. I did a lot of MDD, which I was really good at, but sports, nah. I tried to avoid it because if you don't have, I was already branded a particular name, so the more I got involved, I felt the more names I brought to myself, and I really wanted to guard my peace. Before, I was doing a field job before I got pregnant, and it had its challenges, like going to the field, moving around. You tend to slow down people, but if you love something, you'd have nothing to do but to do it, and I loved what I was doing then. But when I gave birth, I figured, you know what, let me do something for myself, because it had become too much for me. I tell you, 5 steps was difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I figured I need to do something that I can do on my own without inconveniencing so many people. So I ended up into farming, and initially I loved it. I loved farming, so I started growing up my farm slowly, and that's how I progressed, and figured I'll not go back to work for people who are really going to stress me over my weight. So I avoided it, and I found farming, and I got a passion for it, and that's how I ended up becoming a farmer. But in school, I did marketing. I did an BBA and an MBA in marketing. He loved me as a person. I truly believe I'm a good person. Not that I'm, but I truly believe I'm a nice person. So he loved me for who I am, and that alone is a blessing, to have someone to love you beyond whatever issues you have. And he didn't see it as an issue. Though when I gave birth, when he noticed that I was struggling with the smallest things like house chores, carrying a child, having pains, back pains, he said, maybe you should go to the gym. And I love the fact that he supported me all through it. Yeah, he comes to the gym. We train together. It's just, how men are. Their goals are not as serious as women. We have this, we need to really work hard. A man will go to the gym 1 month and is ripped. Me, I gotta put in the work for like 3 months. But he works out. He's very good at running. He loves push-ups, and he runs like 10 kilometers non-stop. That's his thing. He loves running. I had different coaches, by the way. The first coach took me through for a month, and then he got a gym. I got a second coach whom I told, but I tell them, I need someone to push me. Back then, I needed someone to push me. So I tell them, please, yell, scream, shout, do whatever you have to do. For those 2 hours or 1 hour I'm in the gym, I've given you authority. That is what I needed. So trust me, he yelled and pushed, and until I pushed myself. Now I reached a point, maybe 6 months into it, I could push myself. Like, it was hard, but I could push myself. But my coaches, I truly believe I wouldn't be anywhere without them. For a person who was really big, I needed a lot of modified exercises, and they came in handy. And it's also a blessing to find someone who knows what they're doing, because at least they asked, what are you eating? How are you sleeping? This is what we are going to do. I went with a goal. When I was at 150, I told the guy I want to be 99 by December. And he said, no, we're not going to be 99, but we'll be somewhere. So that alone encouraged me. And everybody I keep on getting, I learn from them. It was daily. In the beginning, I would wake up at around 4 a.m. See, because I was working out, doing the farm, by 7, I'm pretty much done with my day. So I'll sleep about 8, and I wake up at 4. Because if you're going to work out, you need to fuel your body with the right foods. When I started, I did a lot of greens, vegetables, salads, like any other person. Then I realized, okay, it is working, but it worked for about 2 months. The more I lost weight, the more I needed energy to maybe upgrade my workouts or make them more intense. But I was eating a lot of small salads, the green salads and chicken. So I did a lot of research. and understood that I have to add some whole foods, some good matoke, some pumpkin, but you switch it up so that you keep on confusing the body, because the body gets used with the food that you're giving it. So you keep switching it up. I learned to eat more of my calories during the day and less during the night. I learned how to balance my meals. I learned what food is good for me, like eating according to your blood group. And all this I've learned in this 2 years of working out. Yes, so it's important to eat healthy. You can't eat junk and work out.
And expect miracles.
You'll pretty much maintain, or you'll get tired because you're not feeding your food with the right. You need foods that are going to help with muscle recovery. So those are foods you need to really consume, not junk.
Okay.
But then you remind yourself that this is for me, and in the next 20 years, my body is going to really be in love with me, with what I did now, to save it then. Because like I've never been this size my whole entire. I think I was like this in senior 4. And for me to reach here and experience what I'm experiencing, it's a blessing. So there's no way, even when I'm in the gym hustling and my trainer is screaming in my ears, I remember the original goal, why I am here, is to be healthy. So I push through it all. Then there are days when I really don't want, and I not come to the gym for like 3 days. It's okay. It's good to listen to your body. Sometimes you're tired, sometimes other factors, stress, life happens. But I can't give up on this. This is my life. Like, there's no way I can say now I'm done. I'll never go back working out.
Okay.
My goal is to be fit, physically fit. Personally, to manage my lower body, like that is a very huge goal for me. But if I can get to 85, if I can get into a size 14, 12, I'll be happy. I think it's important to start small. First of all, find a trainer. If you have no clue where to start from, it's very important to get a trainer. Have your health checked. Most of us go to hospitals when we are sick. It's important to have your health checked. Once you know that, okay, I have this amount of work to do, get a trainer and then start slowly. What matters is consistency. Even if you work out 20 minutes every day, if you do it for a whole week, there's going to be a huge change. It might not be on the weighing scale, but the way you feel will be different. So start small and build. If you don't like gym, there are so many ways of losing weight. You can walk, you can run, you can swim, you can dance, you can cycle. There's so many things that you can do. Things that require a trainer, yes, and those that don't require a trainer. So pick something that you're good at. I used to love dancing. Before I gave birth, I did a lot of Zumba class. But it took about like